Hello. Here we are with not only trout tying up another fly pattern. Today we're going to tie up a pattern that was recently introduced to me, and I'm looking forward to getting this fly in front of some hungry bass this year. What we have in front of us is a Gamakatsu B10S in size 2/0, and we'll be using some Vivas 8/0 in white thread. I even started using a new spool of thread just for this video. Here goes nothing. So what we'll do first is just lay down a sparse base of thread just to give us a chance to give our material something to grip onto. And then cut off your tag end. What we'll have for the tail is 4 saddle hackle feathers. I like these because they're wiggly, as you can see. And we have these already matched up, so we're going to have the curve facing outward on these. So we'll tie in 2 on the far side of the hook, and we'll clear off a little bit of the webby fibers at the end to give us something to tie into cleanly. And then once those are aligned, move back towards the back of the hook. Didn't get those positioned right this first try. Let's try again. This is one thing that I love about fly tying, is it allows you to continually practice and get better. Okay, that's sitting better this time. So we'll wrap this back, get it secured nice and tight in place, and then grab our second set of feathers and measure them out so that they're looking the same length as the other 2. Clear off a little bit of the webby ends. And get them wrapped into place. Got a little few fuzzies that are hanging out. We'll trim those out just to clean things up a little bit. Next, we're going to add in 3 strands of pearl flash down each side. Measure this out so it goes just beyond the tip of the feathers. And since it's a little bit too long, or a little bit too short to double down and have wrapped down both sides of the hook, we'll be tying in 2 different sections. Get that to line up and wrap it back down the hook. And then for easy use, we're going to rotate the hook on over and grab 3 more strands of flash. And repeat the same process. So that'll be about right there. Clip off the ends, lie it down so it's nice and flat. Tie that in nice and tight. At this point, we'll flip our hook back around just to make things a little easier to tie on. Okay, now that we're ready to tie in our next section, we're going to tie in another saddle hackle by its tip. Grab it with our hackle pliers so that we have a little bit better control of it. And preen these feathers back so you can get a little bit of ease of use out of it. And then we're going to add just a little dab of Loon Hardhead Clear, just to give our fly a little bit more durability. And then we're going to open spiral wrap this, or not open spiral wrap this, we're going to do some tight touching wraps to get this to build the body of our fly. And pull my thread a little bit out of the way. I don't have my thread bobbin cradle hooked up right now. I need to get that tied back up. And then I'll use a little bit of dexterity here to wrap back and over this hackle so we can trap it down, cut off this tag end, and tie in another piece. We're gonna do that a couple more times to build this up. So grab another feather out of the stack and repeat the process all over again. And then wrap your thread back right to where you cut off the other one so that you don't have any gaps. And add another little dab of head cement. And then tie this piece off. And we'll do one more chartreuse before moving to our white head. Got a little bit more on there than I meant to that time. And sometimes that happens. So let's go through and tie in again. Then we'll clean this up, cut it off. And grab some white feathers. And we'll follow the same process of tying in at the tip. Grabbing with our hackle pliers. And adding a dab of cement. Bring these feathers back a little, or these barbs back a little bit, and wrap up. And just to build up a little bit more of a dense head, I'm going to trap this right here and get a second feather going. Not my most elegant transition right there. And we'll wrap that up, build up a nice dense feather head. Two quick thread wraps, snip off the stem, preen it back just a little bit to build up just a small head. Clear out any of the little loose feather pieces that are hanging out. Grab your trusty whip finish tool. Throw in a 3 or 4 turn whip finish. And just for kicks, add a second one. And trim your thread. And that's the final version of the fly. Thank you for hanging out with me.